Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Wednesday night. It is episode 240. May 7th. May the 7th be with you. Edge is here. We got word that you may not have been, but now you're here, and you look great. May the 7th be with you, Edge.
For having just woken up, you look fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, dude. How you recovering? You okay?
How about those shades, dude? Holy cow.
Those flippy long stockings up in here with the pit vipers.
Nice.
The flip-flops.
Fuck with me. Fuck with me.
I'm so confused right now.
Why?
I'm out here, shout out YouTube TV, watching dual screens.
Be a man. Shout out that guy that yelled at us.
And I turned on, I thought it was the Celtics, Knicks,
We're live.
And the Panthers. and the Panthers Maple Leafs. And I thought that the Knicks and the Celtics game had like 4 minutes left, and it was a 1 point game. And then all of a sudden, I look back down, and the Nuggets OKC is on. I'm like, what? They just turned that game off?
It's over, dude. You missed it. It ended right before we went live.
Wow.
Shout out. It's National Beaufort Scale Day. Does anybody know what that is?
No.
Truck scale.
No. Nautical scale. Nautical scale.
Is it a fish scale?
No, it's like a
fish?
nautical scale. It's all I wrote down was that 12 on the scale means air is full of foam, the sea is white, and visibility is extremely
nautical
poor.
clothing.
There you go. So, dude, shout out. Let's go ahead and shout out. Shout out to. I wish we had music to play to shout out people in the background, but shout out everybody who's been. I put out a post on Facebook. I was like, the best part about this whole show that we do is that it has allowed us to connect back to people that we haven't talked to in a long time, and they just reach out and they're like, "You guys are outrageous. It's hilarious. I love whenever I tune in." I'm like, you know what? That's what this show's all about. It was just about getting together, talking ball, because we love talking ball like we used to do. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to the sponsorship, Coach Mitch, Eastern Alamance. I think that's where it's at.
Yeah.
We will have a sign out there on their golf course.
Mitch Michener?
That's right, dude.
Nice.
Shout out him. Maybe get him on. Talk about the golf tournament here in a week or two, whenever that thing's about to pop on.
Hell yeah.
See how the boys are doing in spring ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
should be wrapping up.
Yeah. Anything else before we get going here, boy? I mean, my gosh, the playoffs are. I mean, we got Florida and Toronto going right now. That's 3-4 in the third. Florida's got the goalie pulled. We just had the Boston Celtics collapse again. That was hilarious. Not a big basketball guy, but I do have two TVs. So now that we're in round two, I put the hockey game on one and I put the basketball game on the other. So I'm a sports guy. I watch ball. That's what I do. So
3
I did
minutes
watch
of B-ball. Got to have your information.
We're going to have 3 minutes of B-ball here in a minute. But any shout out or anything you guys need to get off your chest before we get going?
Well, I know we're going to get into this, but I have to say how absolutely hilarious it is to be on social media when somebody disagrees with what you're saying.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The like
how
serious people take everything that somebody writes online,
buddy,
and then how unserious we take them when they get mad about it.
Dude, do you I was getting ready to ask. We can go. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. It's in there. But we got two breaking newses before. Breaking news. The social media thing. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. But breaking news. Walked into my house.
Ooh,
what?
Was that a sauna?
What is this? I love she is my muse. She completes me. We are one. But we have been fighting over this thermostat ever since we got this thermostat and moved into the house that she now has control over on her phone.
Nest.
I do not have its. Yes, it's Nest. Yes. Okay. I walk in there pretty much every day, and I'm like, it feels like I just walked into somebody's hot breath. Just constantly somebody's following me around, breathing on me.
It's like
Look
Vegas.
at on the screen is the temperature thermometer of our house, and it is cool is set to 76. It's 83 degrees out. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Am I crazy?
I mean, your house
So
probably doesn't even get that
71
hot.
maximum.
It shouldn't ever be. I mean, I've come up. I used to be a 68, 69 guy.
Yeah, I think we're 71.
71 maximum.
So
See, I feel like you don't even need a number. Like, I wish there was a thermostat that just had an up and down button, and that way you wouldn't like get so asphyxiated on having a number. Like, does it feel good inside? Yes. Okay. Well, then leave it the F alone.
that's a great.
I mean, is it like this during the summer? What's your electricity bill like?
Dude,
I mean,
it is
holy
literally
cow.
a battle every time. It's a, you know, the reasoning is that we don't need to turn it on whenever we're not there. And I'm like, I agree, but
However,
I
though,
would
there's
I would
actually
say that you
studies
spend
saying, yeah, that's what Tex is about to say. There's studies saying that it costs more money for if you adjust it more than 2 degrees, to cool the house, because now it's kicking in the high drive versus it kind of doing that even flow throughout the day.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. If it just cuts on like 10 minutes every now and again to just bump the temperature back down at 1 degree. If you're having to cool it like 5 degrees every day, then it's working way more than it would if you just left it at a temperature.
Look,
look.
The real question
I
is
say-
how do you not have control of this over your phone? Like,
I don't know, because I hate technology.
well, this is your own fault. Then you're an idiot.
I say
Hey.
this with all due respect, because I love your wife as well, but this tells me that she came from a privileged household. Because if it got that high in my house, somebody's ass was getting beat.
Yeah.
That's not cool. That shouldn't even say cool.
Yeah.
It should say set to 76. You know what I'm saying?
Set to sweating.
Like, it's 83 out. Like, it's literally one of those, like, you walk out from outside to inside and it doesn't change. Like, that's what it felt like. I was like, this is terrible. Anyways,
I think she's playing
will
jokes
say-
on you. She's
at
sitting.
this point,
She's sitting at work right now. Like, watch this. I got him. And she's
got all of her friends
hacking it on.
Look,
watch this.
I'll also say this, because BMO's in the comments, and we got into it with BMO yesterday about pictures that he sent. Your wife's more of a content creator than BMO is, because she does stuff like this that we can use on the show.
Dude.
I guess we could use what BMO sent too, but
What he didn't send, he goes, hey, just killed it on the grill. BMO sent, just killed it on the grill on the Weber. And he just sends a picture of the grill. He doesn't send any of the food.
any of the food that he cooked. He just sent a picture of
It was
the
all
grill.
touching. That's why it was all touching. Bebo doesn't know what he's doing over there on the grill. He
bought it all. He bought it all cooked.
He did. He said he killed it on the grill
He
and
did.
told us that
Yeah,
he
he
bought
did.
everything pre-made.
He just turned the grill on just to heat it up.
Just to fire it up to see if it works. He probably turned it on to get his house up to 76 because it's still cold up there.
That's right. Would it be like AK?
I could not believe when I walked in. We just had I thought we had fixed this. Like, we just talked about this like last week. And I thought it was agreed upon that it wasn't going to get above 72.
Good thing is that it's not having to kick on because it's colder inside than what it's set to.
it's
I mean, 74 is diabolical indoors.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Buddy, that's you're starting to
Good
sweat.
Point. Oh my gosh, this was right before football practice, so I didn't really have. Also, shout out the U7 Steelers. We had an absolutely electric practice today. Shout out us. But I didn't have time to mess with it, so we're gonna have to pull it together if we're not gonna have a lose season. He said, your boy only cooks once a year, and I cooked the steak. The only thing I was talking about was It was. Now, the steak you did send was perfect, but the spread you sent, I thought that you would,
Baked it in the oven. Bebo baked it in the oven.
He put butter on it. That's why he turned the grill on, was to put the butter on it. Melt the butter.
He turned the grill on, put his steak in a cast iron, and brought it out there just to be like, yeah, I cooked this.
That's
I
right.
finished it off
That's
in a
right.
cast iron on
That's
the
right.
grill.
He seared it.
He gave it the old reverse sear, baked it in the oven, reverse seared it.
The old Pittsburgh
Oh.
seared steak. I mean, that's his thing, right? In the seared steak, Pittsburgh.
Look, Winnipeg
Pittsburgh.
Winnipeg and Dallas are about to start. And shout out Eric
turn
from
that on.
Patriot Sports. Winnipeg's addicted to whiteouts.
Yes.
This is the 5th whiteout. You got it. You can only do that when you got to find desperation mode.
No way. No. This is AK's fandom coming into it. AK shaves his beard when he's not supposed. You shave your beard whenever you're not supposed to. You get haircuts. You do all the wrong stuff, and your team always loses. You should not be giving any advice to any fan base at all on how they should be dressing, what they should be wearing, how they should be behaving, what they should be saying, what they should be doing with their beards, because you have no clue.
They need to change it up because their goalie has no idea. Maybe he can't see the puck with all the white out.
I would think I disagree. You could probably see it better.
I don't know. Maybe there's too much white in the stadium. He's got white on the ice. He's got white in the stands.
Who's this guy?
They would have shirts on either end of the rink.
His name is
and they would change shirts as the goalie switches sides, so that the other side's black. And on the goalie they're scoring on. They really got their act together.
I'm just saying.
I thought the guy singing was the guy that's in that meme that does that dancing.
Dance. That's it. I was like, where have I seen this guy before? That's exactly who I was thinking
he's
of.
doing the Irish jig dance or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't think of who it was, but I'm like, where have I seen this guy before? That's exactly right. Good point.
Dude, I'm just saying. I would love to see the numbers on Hellebuck during the regular season, how many whiteouts the Jets do. And then when he gets to the playoffs, they keep doing whiteouts and he keeps sucking. I'm just saying you can make correlation. So, anyways, that was the breaking news number 1. Breaking news number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad Tex is here because last night, we're going to get right into it. This was a tweet from CeeDee Lamb. I don't know who that is, but
that's the dude from The Simpsons.
Well, I know it's the
No way.
That's what I'm like. I know it's Simpsons, but I don't know who it is.
You said I know it. It's a guy from The Simpsons.
What's his name? His name's got to be George.
No,
it's got to be George. Anyways,
guy from The Simpsons.
CeeDee Lamb getting cryptic, of course. And then couple hours later, I saw some rumblings late last night. I was like, "What the heck? What is this George Pickens?" And then the CEO stats this morning text to confirm.
His name is Ralph Wiggum. Ralph Wiggum.
Why would he? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. And then the Dallas Cowboys announce, we've agreed to terms to acquire George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick from the Steelers in exchange for a 2026 3rd-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick. So there you go. George Pickens out of Pittsburgh. How mad is DK Metcalf? Because now he could have worn 14. He might still, but George Pickens to Dallas. Tex, you are the resident Cowboys fan. How much of a Jerry move is this right now?
I don't think it's a Jerry move.
Okay.
I think this is a Steven move. And I think this is a great rental. And I think this is a steal for a rookie contract. The production that he has. If they don't like him, they can trade him next year, get rid of him. But I think that it's going to be a pretty electric pairing with him on one side and CeeDee Lamb on the other. I've only got one thing to say, and that is to quote Lil Wayne, and that is that Pickens is a little furry, but I ain't got no worries.
What does this say about your quarterback? They don't trust him to make people around him better.
It means that he's going to have 2 great options to throw to on top of what he's already got. That's what it means.
So you don't think that this says we don't trust our quarterback?
I think if they come out and they start losing games, it's going to be a real problem. But if they're winning games, it's going to be great.
They don't have a running game.
They're going to have one.
You got to have a running game to make your wide receivers cook.
They're going to have one.
Well,
With
he's
who
gonna.
at running back?
Dak Prescott is going
Blue.
to throw
They
a
just drafted
back-breaking
Blue.
interception.
Are you going
He's
to
a good
show that
running
other
back.
graphic? Show that other graphic that you had at
This one?
about Dak Prescott. Who's going to
this
stop
one.
Dak Prescott? And it's the sun coming through the window.
Oh, I don't even know where that is. I don't even think I put that on there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It said, who's this?
Somebody sent me a meme, and it was 2 UFC guys throwing haymakers, and it said George Pickens when Dak Prescott throws a game-ending interception.
Exactly. Like, I think that this is let's not forget they have what's-his-face, Schottenheimer as their coach. Their defense sucks. Let's be honest. Like, I don't know, were we supposed to be scared of this Dallas offense? Didn't half their offensive line retire? I mean, what are we going to do here?
Just one guy.
Yeah, the main guy.
Yeah, the guy who was Pro Bowler and All-Pro every time he stepped on the field, but who cares about that guy? I thought
we drafted a guy to replace him.
Okay, yeah, rookie. Okay, there you go. That should work. Mm-hmm.
Look, we know what Dallas is. We know what Dallas is. Bunch of frauds. The most
dangerous team.
The real question here is, what is Pittsburgh doing?
That's also true.
I mean, is Tomlin just trying to play with us to see if he could still have a winning record? Is he trying to get fired? Does he know his time's up in Pittsburgh and he's just like, yeah, whatever, I'll still have a winning record. Doesn't matter.
Or does he want out, and that's why he's trying to get fired, because they know that Pitt can't fire him because he keeps winning and has a winning record.
We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned standoff. I think they're clearing room for Lazard and Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson because they're going to sign all those guys so they could try to get Aaron Rodgers back.
Devontae Adams.
Yes, they're going to bring them all back. I don't know. This is weird. It's just because my opinion of the Cowboys does not change because they still have Dak, who's going to throw interceptions, and their defense is still not very good.
Well, let's be honest here. George Pickens has the potential to be good, and he's made some fantastic highlight reel SportsCenter top 10 catches. But what has he really done? Maybe. I mean, he hasn't had that. He hasn't had that breakout game. He hasn't had that 150-yard game.
In his defense, he has not had any quarterbacks to really throw him the football.
He's had 3 seasons of 50 plus or minus 5 catches. 3 seasons, 50 or 2 or 3 seasons of 50 plus or minus catches, plus or minus 5, and then almost 1,000 yards each year.
He hasn't even had a 1,000-yard season.
Almost
my point exactly. My point exactly.
It's the worst argument I've ever heard. He had almost 1,000 yards.
Almost 1,000 yards.
So you might as well have gone to the Bills.
With no QBs, as you guys just mentioned.
It's like the Bills receivers.
Yeah, dude. The Niners almost won the Super Bowl 3 times, dude. What's that get me?
Yeah.
And he was on a team that was just over 500. So yeah, I mean
that's true. He has never had a losing season. This winning culture to Dallas. Winning culture. Finally,
he's the locker room guy.
Is going to Dallas the same as going to Cleveland though? Like you're going there to die and kill your career is what that is.
Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die. Dallas is where receivers go to die.
No, Tennessee is where receivers go to die. Tennessee, remember they had like Andre Johnson at the end and Randy Moss and
they had AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. Yeah, well, no, he wasn't dead.
He came back from the dead in Philly.
He did, right. So he was a zombie, and so he was dead already. So, yeah, Tennessee. But Dallas, this doesn't move the needle because they're still way behind the Eagles and the Commanders. Of course they would go out and get a receiver when they could have probably just drafted one in the draft if they wanted to. But no. So.
Yeah, didn't they have a chance to get that tight end? One of the tight ends?
Yeah. No. Actually, yeah. Because they drafted right after the 49ers. They had the 12th pick, and I think Warren went at what's 13 to the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So I just look, does he drink sweet tea? Does he drink Pure Leaf?
Mm.
He did play at Georgia.
Does he dip? Does he dip?
I don't know.
That's the real
He
question.
did play at Georgia.
Can he see in the sun? Because that was the meme, is who's going to stop this offense, and it was just the sun directly coming through the back of the Cowboys stadium. Shout out BMO, who sent that one along. So, anyways, that was the breaking news. Here's the Cowboys offense. So they signed Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, and then drafted Jadon Blue out of Texas. And then they've got CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, and then Hunter Lupke. Shout out North Dakota State, still using a fullback. So that's their offense.
Wow, they're not playing any offensive linemen.
Bold strategy, dude.
Holy cow! Is this 7-on-7?
They about to get that Hoosh guy from the flag football team, a QB.
Why is George Pickens' name the only one that's all capitals? It's like you have to yell his name.
Dude, he's gonna cause so much. Like Jerry needed him to be like, this is the guy we need to be a lightning rod in Dallas for us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So here you go, Tex. This is a stat for Dak. Dak Prescott the last 2 years, number 1 most pass yards on 15-yard go routes, number 2 on most attempts 15-yard go routes. George Pickens the last 2 years, number 1 most receiving yards on 15-yard plus go routes, number 2 catches on 15-yard plus go routes. Dak is also number 3 best accuracy of 40 quarterbacks.
Okay, there you go. See?
Now, the key to be...
I bet they're pissed because if they would have waited a couple hours, they could have got Gabe Davis.
No. Who's better, Gabe Davis or George Pickens?
I mean,
Pickens,
Gabe Davis
sure.
has better stats.
Gabe Davis
as a guy who couldn't quit Gabe Davis in DFS, I can tell you, Pickens is better. I couldn't quit him 2 years ago.
Gabe Davis has performed in high-profile games.
Facts.
Pickens hasn't played in a high-profile game.
Never had a losing season there.
Yeah.
All-time culture move by the Steelers or by the Cowboys to get a guy who's never lost. Never had a losing season. Probably going back to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the most important thing about being able to throw the ball deep is to be able to protect your quarterback. Will the Cowboys be able to do that? Because I feel like they lost their offensive line.
Well, they're not playing an offensive line. Go back.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look. They're starting Kavonte Turpin at the offensive line, it looks like.
Where's Zeke?
They put Jonathan Mingo in there.
Where's Zeke?
That's right. Where is Zeke? So, okay. There you go. On the show, we've got Salute Your Sports. We'll do that in a second. We've got a little debate. We're going to talk some golf, the Truist. We're going to talk a little playoffs and some other news and notes. It's going to be a good show. Before we do that, guys, I don't know if you want me to pull
at Hoover. He really probably hasn't had a losing season. He played at Hoover, Alabama in high school.
Did he really?
Probably never has had yeah.
You remember that show? I'm pretty sure they got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, the coach got in trouble because he was holding kids hostage for scholarships. So.
And then he went to Valdosta and got in trouble again.
Yeah, he got in trouble again.
What is the
He's won everywhere he's been, though.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Val Kilmer in Varsity Blues.
Who's a better coach, him or Mike Tomlin?
Never
had a losing season. Do you want me to pull up the actual post? Because here's what G.U.Y.S was alluding to. Here's the next order on the docket. Pittsburgh or West Virginia 2 days ago sent out a tweet, and they had released new uniforms. And these uniforms are a dark navy jersey with gold numbers, gold pants, a gold helmet, WV on the side. In the state of West Virginia is like a Carolina blue. So me, when I scroll through Twitter and I see something, I just comment on it most of the time without thinking or doing any research to try to make a joke.
That's the point of Twitter.
And right. And so I put on this picture, you can't see it if you're listening to the podcast. 2000s Pittsburgh University called. They'd like their uniforms back. from a rival no less, G.U.Y.S, what is West Virginia doing? Usually when I do something stupid like this, it gets some traction. But, man, did I make West Virginia mad. Did we make West Virginia – did we incite a Pittsburgh versus West Virginia all-out brawl in the middle of May? That's what I kept telling people that were kind of trying to dunk on us. I was like, they kept telling us we don't know ball. I don't know how many people quoted that thing and said, Buddy doesn't know ball. And every time I would say, we're the ones that started a rivalry in the middle of May about a football jersey, not you. So,
well, what's
who
funny
knows
too,
ball?
what's
Hey,
funny to
is
me
Twitter-
because they're from West Virginia because they didn't come back at you because you messed up your grammar. You didn't put a question mark. You didn't do all that stuff. They came at you because you don't know ball.
But that's false. I don't know West Virginia's uniform history. You can't say that's not knowing ball.
It's in the helmet, bro, right there. You can't see it. 1965, bro.
So many people zoomed in and screenshotted 1965. And then there was Pittsburgh fans that came into our defense and said that they had these uniforms before West Virginia. It went on. I don't know why, but that was hilarious. I mean, it went back.
You should have said when they screenshotted the 1965, you should have said, I didn't know if that was the West Virginia versus Clemson score. But anyway, look, I feel like I have some insight on this because my in-laws are from West Virginia. And there is no state in the United States that loves the state that they're from like West Virginia people. The only thing is,
I don't know, dude.
is none of them live there. Not a single. They all leave, and so it's like they all want to be all big and bad
more in trouble.
West Virginia people, but they all leave the state.
It's just a typical northeastern people. It's like, oh, up in New York, you keep hearing about how great New York is or New Jersey is, but yet they're in South Carolina. And we're like, oh, if it's so great, why don't you go back? Why are you here?
Or they complain about where they're at. Like, I don't know what you guys don't know how to live down here. And it's like, well,
yeah.
What?
Like you don't
moved here, no.
to J.U.Y.'s point, you don't hear people from Texas saying, Texas is so great, but they're living in South Carolina because they're still in Texas. I fight and battle that South Carolina is the greatest state of the nation. And guess where I still call home? The great state of South Carolina.
That's right.
The one that they had to redo it and make it North Carolina.
Just barely, though. Just barely.
Yeah.
Still counts.
It was funny. I thought Larry Fitzgerald.
Just the tip.
When I saw this picture, I thought Larry Fitzgerald. The guy who roasted Butch. That was hilarious. Butch catching a stray, screenshotted it, told him that this isn't, 13 years old. Turn your hat around, be a man. Like
Butch is like our celebrity guest now. Like, he goes on for the interviews, and he's the one that's catching stray.
But I saw this uniform and I just thought immediately, I was like, Larry Fitzgerald. This is what I saw. Is that not?
Yeah.
It's like the same uniform.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And they're
like,
well, this is 1965. I'm like, well, don't pick out your best, your rival's colors. I don't care who did it first.
To all the haters that were throwing flack our way, though, there's one thing you can say. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
Because they all were clicking. They're like, who's this Billy Goats podcast?
These guys don't know ball. These guys are a bunch of losers. And it's like, dude, you're right. I didn't do my research. I don't know the history of West Virginia's uniforms. I'm sorry. If you put up an App State one or something, I just thought it was hilarious that they chose. It looks like, people are going Notre Dame. And I'm like, that's Pittsburgh in 2000s.
Look, West Virginia should have never been navy blue and gold. They should have been black and gray and white because it's cold country.
Oh,
that's right.
Tell them.
Know your facts about your great state and your history of your state.
So many people, man. It was fun though. A lot of people had good spirits. I told them, I was like, if you're coming at me for the date and the history of, you got me. I deserve to get torched. That's fine. I don't care.
Like I told you, you should have said, there's only one thing really to say. If you feel that passionate about your team, get them to schedule App State and we'll have a battle
Let's
for
go.
the Mountaineer.
Yep.
Let's go. You don't want that smoke.
Battle of the Mountaineer.
Then there's no confusion on who's got the right jerseys. Then we can take your name, the Mountaineers. So, anyways, that was the Pittsburgh jersey.
Twitter football app. Is Twitter a football app?
Ooh, that's a good point. People love to come at you and say you don't know ball. I'll tell you that.
After we said, credit us, that's the ultimate insult, is to tell another man he doesn't know ball. So, like Edge said, thanks for listening and going all Pat McAfee, West Virginia, stealing our jokes.
Another one.
Wow.
That's probably why he sent him after us. I bet he blocked us.
Yeah,
and he sent his. I hope this gets to his desk. Hope it gets to his desk at some point. But so this got me thinking, because how can your rival? You can have the same. How can you have the same colors as your rival? So I put together a college football rivalry colors too close power rankings. Number one is obviously Pitt and West Virginia, because all you Yahoos that yelled at us because we don't know the dates of when West Virginia had their jerseys. Okay. When in the meantime, we're bringing people together on Twitter to talk football in the middle of May. So credit to us. Number 5 of the too close power rankings jersey rivals, New Mexico and New Mexico State. Too close. Burgundy and red, and like red and silver. I'm pretty sure. I could be off. I might get flagged for not knowing ball again. Damn it! Somebody confirm that. What color are New Mexico?
Well, Cincinnati and Louisville aren't really rivals.
Well, they play for the keg of nails, dude. As far as I'm concerned, that's a rivalry.
What is a keg of nails?
New Mexico and UNLV are also too close in color, and they play in the Battle of I-25.
Okay, so that's red. They're red and white. New Mexico State, I'm pretty sure, is burgundy and white.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's way too close. You can't do that if you're in the same state. Way too close. Way too close. I'm sorry. That's why you're on the list. I remember Cincinnati, Louisville. You're both red and black. You can't play for the keg of nails and have the same color jersey. If you're going to be that close in colors, you for the year have to change. You have to pick a different color for a year. Ball State and Northern Illinois, both red and black. See, that's the problem. All these red and black teams, they play for the Bronze Stalk, number 3. Army, Navy. Whenever they don't do their sick uniforms during the games, they're pretty close.
No, they're not. One is navy and one is black.
I was gonna wait till you got there, but yeah, he don't know ball, dude. He's a complete idiot.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Just let the comments come true, boy. Just the comments are rated in.
Screenshot my face right now and tell me I look like an idiot and I be a man. And then number 1 is Pitt versus West Virginia for obvious reasons. So this has been the top 5. Tex, you had a good one. Please inject yours into the conversation.
It was Utah State and BYU for the old wagon wheel. They're both blue and white. But I would take Utah State by $1 billion this year.
Mollywop them.
They're going to run the damn ball all over them.
That's right.
I don't think they play this year,
and they'll play the old Crow Medicine Show version of Wagon Wheel, not that BS Darius Cucker stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what's next.
You put it together.
Anything else on the Pitt versus West Virginia debacle?
No.
Okay. Let's do the Salute Your Sports and go through some of these. We're going to do 3 minutes of NBA really quick. Salute Your Sports. Here we go. Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to go. Here we go. We've got the graphic up. The round 2 madness thus far in the NHL and the NBA. Absolutely banana lands. I counted it up. I'm pretty sure we've got 5 straight days of a buzzer beater or a one point game.
Well, the game right now is a 23-point game in the second quarter.
Oh, geez. For who?
Yeah. OKC.
Oh, they're winning. They
Yeah.
were up by 20 the other day too. Doesn't matter. So starting back on Game 7 Saturdays, that was a winner, like buzzer beater, and then Sunday was buzzer beater. It's just been madness for the whole round 2 start. It's been crazy since the Game 7 hockey. It's every night you've gotten a buzzer beater or a 1 point or an overtime winner or a crazy comeback. It's been just madness. It's phenomenal. Number 2, there's a Colorado fan suing the NFL for emotional distress, which is a hilarious article. I read, and then the Triple Crown is over before it even started. This is sad, very sad. So we're gonna go over some of that stuff. So let's take a look. Here's your 3 minutes of NBA, folks. Start the timer. In overtime, the Knicks beat the Celtics on Monday. The Knicks were down by like 20 points. That was hilarious. What's his face? Jason Tatum shot so many threes at the end of the game. He was trying to have his moment. He couldn't. Boston missed 45 3-pointers. That was hilarious. The Nuggets and the Thunder, another shocker. So both the top seeds lost. The road teams won. The Pacers are up 2-0 on the Cavaliers. Tyrese Halliburton hit the Hail Mary with a buzzer beater.
Iowa State.
Hey, he's out for Olympic revenge. Remember, he didn't play at all in the Olympics.
I thought Tatum didn't either.
Well, for a good reason. Tatum keeps getting his shots blocked at the end of games.
I saw a stat that teams losing by more than 5 points with less than a minute to go are like 4 and over 1,000, and the Pacers have 2 of them in like the last 5 days.
Oh my gosh. Aaron Gordon hit a game winner. That's what it was. He hit a 3-pointer. And Chet Holmgren, for as far as the Nuggets and the Thunder go, the guy for the Thunder, Chet Holmgren, you can't have the Ricky Vaughn haircut and miss a foul shot late in the game.
Yeah, he cost me my last $5.
You can't do that. You can't be rocking that haircut, the wild thing, and go out there and miss foul shots. Just can't do it. I'm sorry. Steph Curry pulled his hamstring, but they beat the Timberwolves.
Pull your hamstring in basketball.
Hey, he's getting old, dog. He's our age.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he got a grade 1 hammy. So
shooting 3-pointers.
Celtics lost again. They're down 2-0.
Celtics lost again tonight because they lost another 20-point lead. I mean, you can't come back from losing 2 20-point leads. I'm sorry. There's no way. You just can't do it. But the Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton, the Cavaliers are missing a lot of people. But anyways, that's about all I've got for. I don't have any more to talk about basketball other than Boston keeps getting up by huge numbers and losing.
Well, you add that to the earlier portion.
There you go.
That's 3 minutes.
That was the total of 3 minutes. We did it, guys. And again, I watch the games just because there's one hockey game on, and usually I have another free TV, so I throw it on. Then we get to the hockey, boys. The Panthers and the Maple Leafs. That game was nuts. Yeah, the Panthers came back after the Maple Leafs got up huge on Monday. They were up 4-1, and then the Panthers brought it back. So that's been awesome. Then they played again tonight. It was another 1-goal game. So the Maple Leafs are now up 2-0. They had to play with their backup goalie. So Stolars was out and Wall was in. So Maple Leafs up 2-0. That's kind of shocking to me. I still don't quite believe in the Maple Leafs. This is setting up to just be complete devastation for Toronto. They flirted with it last round. You know what I mean?
I might have to be a Maple Leafs fan.
Well, didn't last year they were up 3-0 and they're round 2 and then lost? Didn't that what happened last year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't believe. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The whole hockey playoffs, my question is, who's the goalie? Who's the big guy? Usually there's a goalie that just takes over series, and I have not seen it. Bobrovsky's not been great. Ottinger's not been that great. Hellebuck has been doing Hellebuck things. I guess Freddie Anderson played pretty well. You can't trust any of the goalies from Edmonton, and then Aiden Hill has not been that great. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for a goalie to take everything over. That's just my opinion. So Hurricanes win in OT. That was a hilarious overtime goal because nobody saw it go in, so it just made this really weird noise, and it got really quiet. You could hear all the guys yelling. That series is gonna be 2-1 every game.
Bet the under every time.
100%. Anything else on the Canes? Capitals?
Nope.
Oilers go up. Get the big guns going. Draisaitl is a freak show. I've never believed that he was that good, and then I started watching him play. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty good. The goal he scored last night was stupid. That one kind of shocked me. I don't trust Edmonton's goalies. I just don't. I don't know. But the Golden Knights, Edmonton's up 1-0 in that series, and now we've got the Stars and the Jets are playing right now. Another whiteout for the Jets. I'm standing by my take that hell, the playoffs, there's too many whiteouts, and he can't see the puck. So maybe they should help him out. Winnipeg's on the power play. Any news on the hockey, boys?
Nope. Sabres lost the number one pick. They had less a percentage of getting the pick they got versus the number one pick, and they got the pick.
So they beat the odds.
Yeah, they were like 6 or 7% to get the number one pick. They were 5% to get the number 9 pick. They got the number 9 pick.
The Islanders got number 1. They had a 3% chance. And also the picture right here is Mikko Rantanen, who's got 11 points in 3 games. That's stupid.
Dallas is playing terrible right now.
Are they? They were leading in shots. Oh, is Scheifele back?
Turn that game on.
Yeah, Scheifele's back.
They can't even get it across the ice right now.
Well,
I love it. Hockey's so great. Oh, other news. The Utah Hockey Club has changed their name.
To the Sabretooths.
To the Mammoth.
Wow.
I saw one of the greatest tweets I've ever seen. That the Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth will be the new name of the Utah Hockey Club. Permanent identity for the NHL franchise after a 13-month process that included 850,000 ballots cast by fans in multiple rounds of voting. I thought it was going to be the Yeti. I said that they should have been the Slopes, the Utah Slopes. I thought that would have been pretty good because a lot of people go there to ski.
Those type of slopes.
You know what? Dealer's choice, buddy.
I don't understand why you create a franchise, start the franchise without a name.
Like you didn't have a name?
Like they should have already done this.
I agree. It's terrible marketing right there.
But I guess now people have,
Or was it genius because they had people talking about it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that they didn't do this and didn't do that. Look at the logo. Like it's got like mountains as the mammoth's head.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest memes, it was the NHL is one sloth away from having the entire Ice Age represented in the NHL. Because they have the saber-tooth from the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
And then Manny the Mammoth. Incredible. Anything else on hockey, boys?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to topic number 2 of headlines. There's a Colorado fan suing the NFL for $100 million over emotional distress from Shedeur Sanders' draft slot.
Love that effort. Love the effort.
This is incredible. We got to do something like this. We have to do something like this. Got to. Here's an excerpt from the article. In the complaint, which you can read in full here, is also asking for the following: a retraction of the slanderous statements made about Shedeur Sanders with an apology for any harm caused to his reputation. Implementation of fair practices in the drafting process to ensure that talented players are recognized and given opportunities based on merit. Any additional remedies the court deems appropriate, including compensatory damages.
I bet it's him.
That's what I was about to say. Did he do this or is it Dion?
I bet it's him.
What if Dion paid this kid like, hey, man, go ahead and start this lawsuit?
Somebody in his team.
Yeah.
We need a name.
John Doe.
It just says Colorado fan. What do you guys make of this? Like, is this is either the best troll of all time or
I think people have too much money to be able to do stuff like this. Why don't you put that money towards NIL and get some dogs, get some D's and some C's or L's, whatever letter they're putting on their jersey next year. I don't understand it.
Here's DJ's an absolute hilarity. I was a Shedeur fan, but this has got to be. I don't know if somebody's being serious or not, but if you're gonna, I mean, this is a first. Like, people are going to bat for Shedeur.
Hey,
you got to give him credit. He's got himself a following now.
Love it. That's why his number's getting retired.
Oh, facts. Very true.
I mean,
Tex, what do you think about Shedeur? Somebody suing the NFL because of Shedeur Sanders?
I mean, go for it.
You know what? I'm gonna. I want to.
Hot take of the century, right there.
Can I sue the NFL for allowing the Niners to trade 3 first-rounders to draft Trey Lance?
What if every Niners fan started suing NFL for emotional distress because they can't win?
I was really thinking the Bills.
Let's power rank reasons why we should sue the NFL.
Okay, go ahead. That's my first one.
Haven't won the Super Bowl.
I want to sue the NFL for allowing Jerry Jones to run basically the content of the NFL. I would like to sue the NFL for that, please.
Are we going to get canceled because the algorithm and AI chat GBT is all they're picking up right now is sue the NFL?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We'd like to come out and let's make a statement. We would like to fully support the NFL. We love the NFL. So TJ says, yeah, but now he's got to play, and honestly, he doesn't have a strong arm and he's not fast. I think he was a second or third
Tom
best
Brady
in the draft that had a weak quarterback class. I would say Cam Ward, you could make an argument, has one of the best arms. I also saw a hot take that Jackson Dart is too much worried about his hunting and fishing, that it's going to cost him.
He can't be worried about hunting and fishing after the background of Ewers for the draft. He's not the hunting and fishing guy in the draft.
You're right. That's he already got. Maybe that's why he's going so hard, though. Maybe Jackson Dart's overdoing it because Quinn Ewers showed up with a Cabela's catalog and his.
Quinn Ewers saying you don't know hunt.
Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't know deer. You don't know doe.
You don't know horn. You don't know horn.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, Shedeur, yeah, I don't think the quarterback class was that great. I think they were all they were in around the same. You got to give him credit for his accuracy. He's the most accurate quarterback that ever played. Now, another guy that was like that was Geno Smith, just because he threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage because he had Tavon Austin and Slater. Wasn't it Slater?
No, it was Slater.
Yeah.
Don't get us back in the West Virginia
argument.
I'm
not going back West Virginia argument again, dude. They're going to come at us for slandering Geno Smith. All right. Number 3, the Kentucky Derby winner, Sovereignty, will not compete in the Preakness Stakes. Trainer Bill Mott informed Mike Rogers, the executive vice president of 1ST Racing. There will be no horse racing for the Triple Crown this year. This is complete and utter garbage. B. McCormick's here. Let's go.
Well, we talked a little bit about the Derby on Sunday, and my brain was still very much fogged out from the Derby. But
yeah,
I saw this, and then the article came out about the jockey. He used the whip too many times. You're only allowed to use the whip 6 times on a certain stretch, and he used it 7. So he gets penalized. He has to sit out an entire day of horse riding.
What?
Because they
his
ride
ice cream away.
They ride all day. Like that was his 15th race of the day, 14th race of the day. But also going back to all the horses being a descendant of Secretary, I got to get my hot take in.
Got it.
My hot take is if all those horses are descendant of Secretary, then the Kentucky Derby has become a holiday get together, and it's all of the cousins and brothers and sisters competing to see who the best athlete in the family is.
Turkey Bowl. It's the Turkey Bowl.
It's what it is.
Right? Get together at Thanksgiving and everybody plays a flag football game, and
Who's
somebody
the
gets
best?
hurt like Sovereignty.
And your grandpa, Paw, whatever you call him, Unc, he's back there like looking at all his degenerate grandchildren playing ball to see who's the best.
I love that take. That is so good. It's so true because it was always throwing football and you never like, oh, we're not. Yeah, we're just hanging out throwing, but you're always trying to throw it a little harder. Make the one-handed grab. Put a little mustard on the ball, a little, just for your cousins, so they know somebody's got the big daddy arm up in here. Or eat as our younger brother and our cousin would see who could eat the most food, but they wouldn't tell each other they were. They would just kept going back to get plates, see who would be the last one to go back and get plates. So I got some thoughts on this. This is a product of NIL. NIL has bled into horse racing, boys. This guy thinks he can. This guy thinks he can win one race and then sit out. He can sit out. He's opting out.
Sitting the playoffs out.
BS, Sovereignty. We're looking right through this. And another thing, this is load management's fault. All this stuff that's been going on in the other professional sports and in college sports, NIL, load management, it's seeping over into these animals, and it's costing us, the viewers, the patrons, nay, pun, shout out me, didn't even mean to do that. It's costing us Triple Crown, the chance to see another Triple Crown. It's BS. It's like the fourth horse has done it in the past 13 years.
Or maybe it's LeBron. He's LeBron Jamesing and saying he would that race, but his knee is tweaked.
What if
this horse sat out the Met Gala?
What if this?
Yeah.
What if this is? What if this is Lamar Jackson's fault?
Oh, come on!
Because the Preakness is in Baltimore, and they're all terrified to wear number 8 because they're afraid Lamar Jackson might sue them.
This is true. You have a number 8 on there.
Is that a number 8?
Yeah, he was the number 18 horse.
Dad, blame it, Lamar Jackson.
That's what it
is.
He was
the number 18 horse, but he did have an 8. And Lamar Jackson was in Louisville for this.
Damn, that's great. Those are some hot takes. Oh. Also, how is he see with these goggles? How do they not have windshield wipers on their goggles?
They have that tape on there, and they rip off. They have like strips. They just rip it off.
Yeah, they wear they used to wear 8 or 10 goggles and rip the goggles off, but Texas, right? They have tape now. I don't know how the horse sees.
I think that's performance, and that's BS, dude. You should race with mud on your feet. You should have to take your hands off.
They'll do it.
That's BS, dude. If you want to win, that's not my Kentucky Derby.
Put up did you put up the betting?
Huh?
Did you put up the betting one I sent?
No. Was I supposed to put that up?
Well, I just didn't know if you'd add it.
Oh, no. You got to tell me to put this in.
Well, I sent it to you. Well, I don't know.
It's here.
The Kentucky Derby hit an all-time high this year with a whopping 349 million wagered, topping last year 320. Derby race itself saw 234.4 million in bets, setting new record compared to last year 210. And for the whole week leading up to the Derby, wagering climbed to 473 million. Almost $500 million bet on the Derby. Almost $500 million bet on the Derby.
How can this guy let this horse sit out?
We're in a recession.
That is nuts, dude. It's just this is look, all those people letting their kids sit out and not knowing how to win and lose and all that stuff. Now the horses are doing it.
Look, don't make the Triple Crown. Don't make the second race for the Triple Crown 2 weeks after the Derby. Yeah, at least make it a month. Like the whole Triple Crown ordeal is like in a month. I get it. You know, the old heads would do it. I get it, but yeah, we're softer.
What about this hot take? Like, actually, I forgot what I was going to say. It was a hot take, but now I forgot. It was something to do
up by 35.
Oh my gosh! Ugh. Well, at least that's going to be a series now. But that oh damn it, I forgot. Maybe it'll come to me. Tex, what do you think? Quick, while I think on my feet. I had a hot take and then I lost it. I got lost. I took a sip. But anyways, so it's
next thing. That's what I think. We've all given hot takes on this.
Oh, that they're withholding him because he won the Kentucky Derby. Now they can stud him out. Like he's already a Kentucky Derby winner. Why even risk it?
I think he's going to run in the other one.
They're saying he might run in the Belmont, but that's what I'm saying. This is NIL. He's trying to. He's opting out and is going to cash in. Anyways, all right. Next thing, I have a quick water cooler debate. Just a very quick one. Okay, so let's hit that music.
You serious?
Oh my God, you're an idiot! Are you kidding me?
Very quick water cooler debate. Very quick. But also, first, a funny story. Forgot to say this at the beginning. My son, he's got the dad joke gene. 6 years old, riding down the road. My daughter, who's 4, points out the Dairy Queen on the side of the road. And they both asked me, can we go to Dairy Queen? Come on. Can we go to Dairy Queen? I was like, no, we can't go to Dairy Queen because I can't remember why. But anyway, I just said no. And my son goes, how dare you?
Oh.
And I was like, I almost wrecked the car.
And you said, touche. Let me turn around.
Tears
Let
of
me get
joy.
that blizzard.
Tears of joy that he pulled that off. And he said, you get it, dairy. And I'm like, I just wanted to hug him. My eyes started welling up. I was like, this guy, he's got it. It's in there. This guy.
So you're saying if you had to power rank your kids?
No, we're not doing that.
Well, obviously he's not a great dad because, you know, he just threw his daughter out in a grocery cart.
Yeah.
Didn't even try to catch her, you know.
I'm just saying a lesser person. Now they call me hot sauce when I go into the store because there was hot sauce everywhere, all over the floor. Here's the water cooler debate. This is from Fox. I saw this and I'm disgusted because it asks who's the best head coach and quarterback duo in the NFL. You've got Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, Andy Reid and Mahomes, Harbaugh and Lamar, McDermott and Allen, Campbell and Goff, Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow. This is dumb. Where in the world are Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy?
Where they should be, not on the list.
Not on the. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. You got to make the playoffs to be on this list, buddy.
I'm not. You're smiling underneath your freaking face right now because this is how many. Okay, the top 2 been and played in Super Bowls. The rest of these jabronis outside of Joe Burrow, nope.
Look,
never won a conference championship.
As a Bills fan, there's only one answer on this list, and it's the Chiefs. I mean, Sean McDermott is good because of Josh Allen.
Yes.
The Lions are good because of their OC who just went to the Bears.
Yep.
Harbaugh, yes, has won a Super Bowl, but he's now relevant now because of Lamar Jackson. But what do they do when it gets tough in the playoffs? Falter. The Bengals don't know what they're doing.
Zach Taylor is Joe completely reliable.
And the Eagles are good because of their offensive line and their defense.
Yep.
I mean, there's only one good combo on this list, and it's the Chiefs.
And that's because the Niners aren't on the list. They should be.
The Niners had a losing season with Shanahan not getting hurt and Brock Purdy not getting hurt. They had a losing season with both of those guys healthy.
Nobody else was healthy, but those guys were healthy.
Well, if they're the best duo, then they should have still had Tomlin had a winning record with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
But he's never had a losing season. That's not a fair comp. He said Vrabel and Drake May. Anyways, Tex or Edge, any thoughts on this?
I thought BMO was a Panthers fan now.
Ooh.
So I thought too. I was thinking earlier whenever BMO was talking about stuff, who's his team going to be this year?
It's the Panthers. Because
he bought the gear.
Money.
Him and Frank.
Fun.
Shout out Frank.
So, any more thoughts on this QB duo?
Josh Allen won the Super Bowl this year.
They're playing the Niners, probably. We saw that we got released. The logo colors got released, and they had red and blue in them.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So it's got to be.
Cowboys and Bills.
Isn't it in?
Could be the year of the Giants.
No. Isn't it in Levi's Stadium?
Yes.
Script is written, boys. They're going to take this list right here, use
Cowboys
it as motivation, bulletin board material, text it, even defend his head coach and his quarterback like a coward. Neither did Edge and his Panthers.
Why would they be on? There's no data. There's no data.
The data is that the Cowboys haven't lost to the Eagles with Dak Prescott at quarterback since 2019.
I'll tell you, the worst two people on this list is the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you put them there? They couldn't even beat the Niners. BS. Edge, do you think anything about this?
No.
Okay. You probably
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence and
there you go.
Liam Cohen. Duval. Actually, that commercial with the kid who takes pictures, gets his mom to take pictures of him, every time I see that, next time you see it, you're going to think Trevor Lawrence. Okay? He's an Apple commercial. Kid gets his mom to take pictures of him while he's flexing, and he has to edit her out in the mirror.
Does he walk out with national championship?
No, I mean, he definitely doesn't walk out with any wins in the NFL or any relevancy in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, all right. That was the water cooler debate segment brought to you by us in West Virginia. Shout out West Virginia. John Denver, Take Me Home. Whoever sings
Take Me Home.
Am I going to get in trouble? Is that John Denver?
More than likely.
Yeah, well, people are saying that song's actually not about West Virginia. It's actually about the west part of Virginia.
It's the biggest anti-West Virginia podcast on the planet.
My in-laws are going to kill me if they listen to this.
So you're saying, wait a minute. So you're saying that there's a thought out there that he's singing about the western part of Virginia?
Yeah, it's like a huge argument that he's not actually singing about West Virginia. He's singing about the western part of Virginia.
Oh my gosh. What are they saying? It was western part of Pennsylvania, like where Pittsburgh is. That would just be incredible. If I was Pittsburgh, I would just put John Denver on the side of your helmet and be like, that's what they should do, is just trolling each other. That would be incredible. All right. Let's do the golf segment and then how dare yous, and then we're out of here. Quick golf talk. Okay, here we go. Oh, BMO, see, he said half of the West Virginia students are from Pittsburgh, anyways. Wow, when did we become so anti-West Virginia? I guess Pat McAfee. It's subconscious.
I heard that the West Virginia kids go to Pittsburgh to party. Like the Duke kids go to Chapel Hill to party.
We need to get somebody from West Virginia on here. Just ask them all these questions. Okay, we are at the Truist Championship this weekend. And at Myrtle Beach, don't forget, at the Cricket Wissahickon course in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Not too far from Oakmont, where the U.S. Open will be played, but not the we've got ourselves a big old bank off here as this went from Truist from Wells Fargo that was at Quail Hollow, where the PGA Championship is this year. So we had a bunch of bank swapping going on there.
It'll be back at Quail Hollow next year, still as the Truist, though. They signed like a 10-year agreement.
They got
Wells Fargo, they backed out.
Oh,
because the reason is, and this actually happened last year was the last year for a lot of sponsors, because with it being what is it called, a signature event, they're required to put more money in so they can pay the golfers more. So a lot of the sponsors backed out. So Wells Fargo was one of those that backed out after having to put up more money up front. So Truist jumped in.
It's kind of dirty though, because they're like, "Oh, what you're giving us is not enough, so we're gonna need you to give us more."
So it was to compete with Live.
Well, that's just like they knew that they were going to have.
Same with like it used to be the Honda Classic, now it's the Cognizant Classic. Same reason.
They just open it up so that they could be like, "We're just going to start a bidding war."
Yeah,
that's what a bunch of jabronis. So
PGA, dude.
It's nonprofit, isn't it? Isn't it registered as a nonprofit, the PGA?
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure. FEMA said vice versa. Anybody can get into West Virginia. So it's a bigger party school. It's like the UNC Charlotte of NC schools. Dude, okay. All right. We're just.
Is UNC Charlotte a big party school? I didn't have that on my bingo card.
UNC Charlotte? No, man.
72 golfers, no cut, signature event, 3.6 milli to the winner. And where'd Edge go? We just lost him. The PGA of America, here's some golf news, to distribute 3,000 free Ryder Cup tickets to golfers at New York area golf courses. The initiative is called the People's Perk. Is The Rock involved with this?
He probably won't show up.
No. And if he does, he'll just...
That's what happened at WrestleMania. He just didn't show up, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
He was like hugely involved in the main event, and then he was a no-show at the main event, supposedly.
That's weird. That's weird. Well, if you want to go to the Ryder Cup, go play golf in New York. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know what this initiative is, but there you go. Also, shout out to this golf tournament for having probably the coolest trophy there is. Look at this thing. The champion's prize is the Philadelphia Cricket Club trophy. It's a cricket. I don't even know what they use to hit cricket balls with.
Paddle.
It's a cricket paddle. That looks like a samurai sword. If I had that, that would definitely be a cutting board, or you know what you could do with that is you could make a charcuterie board. You know what I'm saying?
So that's this year's trophy.
I guess it is.
Because next year it's going to be back at Quail Hollow, so that's not the Philadelphia Cricket Club.
No. We'll have to get like a golden quail or something. Novak and Michael Kim, two friends of the show, are playing in this tournament. So if he wins that, we've got to have him on the show just with that
cricket bat.
Okay, it's a cricket bat. There we go. Dude, if he win, I hope Novak wins this. Like, this would be the trophy of a golfer that I would want to win by all means. It reminds me of the guy, Casey, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Remember that? Anyways. This course, a lot of challenging and scoreable holes. 12 par 4s, 4 par 3s, 2 reachable par 5s. Most bunkers on tour, deep and penal. Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty, Manello.
Don't be nasty.
3 holes with water. The fairways average 32 yards wide. They're open and forgiving. Angles matter here. The rough is not that penal, but errant drives will lead to difficult shots. On the approach, this course is where you need to understand where to miss. Missing short-sided on one of the deep greenside bunkers will present a near impossible up and down. Main course defense is the firm and undulating green complexes, and they're elevated with tiered small plateaus. Difficult pin placement options Bent grass greens, smaller than average, not too fast, 12.5 and 13 on the stimp meter, and the rough is 3 to 4 inches. I saw a stat where at the U.S. Open, the stimp meter, the greens are going to be at 15, which is basically putting on ice. An ice. It's crazy. So here are the most tipped from Golf Tips Checker. Oh, shout out to Ron Close at PGA Splits 101, BetSports Golf, the GOATs. Go check them out. They're one of the best golf channels ever. And then the Truist Championship. Oh, yes. You're going to see that here in a second, B. McCormick. Keegan Bradley is the most tipped, and Cantlay, Straka, Lowry, Matsuyama, Clark, Rose, Spieth. I saw some numbers on Justin Rose. He's putting really well on. I think it's these greens that he does really well on. So Keegan Bradley, people like him a lot. All right, boys.
Well, I heard that Rory was saying at courses like this, you just hit your driver as far as you can and then figure it out. There's no point in trying to do strategy.
I saw that quote. This is a Bryson DeChambeau course then.
Yeah.
He's the favorite. Rory is, followed by Morikawa, followed by Xander, Justin Thomas, Oberg, Cantlay, Hovland, Fleetwood, Spieth. And, so the big guns are in this one, signature event, except for Scotty Scheffler, who just
cooked last week.
Yes. So will Rory win? We don't know. Probably not.
No.
But
Rory hasn't played meaningful golf in a month.
I can't believe Sepp Straka, after what he did to everybody, what was it, at the Masters?
Mm-hmm.
People are going back. I'm telling you, dude, let's get Novak cooking up in here. Let's go. Why not him? Plus 5,500? Give it to him.
Is he good off the tee?
Yeah, I mean, this year. Mike Kim, too. Why not? Let's get the boys up there in a Sunday showdown. Okay. For your DraftKings, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. DraftKings lineup. We put together a top 20 also with our DraftKings picks. J-Vi, go ahead.
I went with EVR. I did absolutely zero research. I know EVR finished second last week, which I believe is how he even got into this event. So I'm playing the hot hand. I think that golf is a game of consistency, and if you're playing well, you're going to be playing well. If you're playing bad, you're going to be bad.
Yep.
And if you got second last week, why can't you do it again? Because the Byron Nelson, that course is a course that you go out there and shoot low. I mean, Scotty went, minus 85 or something.
Yep.
And if EVR got second, why can't he go out there and shoot, minus 20 again? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Zero research, but I'm playing the hot hand.
I love it this 40. Time of year.
I'll go top 40, not top 20, top 40.
Well, there's only 72.
Yeah, so top 40. He'll finish half.
Can't find those odds, but go ahead. Also, how about having the round of your life 24 under, 28 under, whatever it was, and losing by like 10 strokes?
Yeah.
Tex, come on.
My guy is Sam Stevens. 4 top 10s. Feeling really good about him.
Love it. I'm going with Eric Cole. He has 4 top 20s in his last 5 events. There's no reason for Eric Cole to be placed at 6,700 the way he is playing golf right now. Absolutely not. It's asinine. It's disrespectful. I won't stand for it. Give me Eric Cole. Give me liberty. Give me death. Right now. Give it to me. Dylon gives you Ryan Gerard at 6,600. Top 20 plus 250. Edge, Lucas Glover. We know what he's doing. 6,600. Butch P. Gary Woodland, 6,300. Top 20 plus 320. There you go. It's Butch. That's right, B. McCormick. Told you.
You just don't know how to look for this stuff, dude. EVR, what? Top 40 plus 100.
Oh, well, there you go. I stand
Take that
corrected.
all day.
I was wrong.
Take that all day.
I was wrong. Plus 100. Go ahead and put an E unit on that. Okay. I don't really have much else on the cricket because we're gearing up for the PGA Championship. Is it next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to this week. Made me think of you saying next week. This week. Because we're not doing Hang the Banners tonight. So this should have been my Hang the Banner for Sunday.
Do it.
So I'm going to do this. They said that this week is Short Kings week because it's 5-5 through 5-9.
I like that.
So pick a golfer that's short and play him.
Got him. I'm playing
Is
Harmon.
Brian Harmon? Is Harmon in this thing? Lefty
in it.
and put him in there.
He's in it.
Put him in there. That's incredible.
Rory's short.
Yep. Okay. I mean, I'm done with. I mean, no. Hubbs and Lauer both playing in the Myrtle Beach golf tournament. So let's get Hubbs and Lauer. I told my wife, I was like, you're gonna have to talk me out of wanting to go down there. Would love to drive to Myrtle Beach and go to this golf tournament and just.
Demo's got a beach house.
Follow. Oh, that's right. Follow them around. That would be so much fun.
You should come up next week.
What's next week?
Charlotte, the PGA Championship.
Oh yeah.
Stay at my house.
Just go for Sunday.
Whenever.
Media credentials. We can do it. All right, screenshot that, everybody. Because we've got some how dare yous to get to. Let's hit the music and then let's do that.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, sir? You're gross.
How dare you?
How dare yous? Okay, who wants to kick it off? I've got two.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's my first. It's to Michigan. Sharon Moore is expected to suspend himself weeks 3 and 4 as punishment. How many years are they going to do the "We're sorry" from South Park?
Well, what's funny about this is he gets to pick the games that he gets suspended for.
How dare you? Like, just can we just come out and say that this was like the championship was a ruse and all that stuff? Like, can we just be done with this? The suspending your coaches every year for 2 games, like it's outrageous. I don't know if they cheated or not, but they keep doing stuff. So I'm assuming that they did something wrong. Obviously, we all know what it is with the Connor Stallion stuff, but
well, that's what this is from.
Yeah, I know, but they've done it like 2 years in a row. He had to pay the price last year, remember?
And Harbaugh's off scotch-free.
Genius. I mean, what a move by him. So, anyways, that was my first how dare you. Can I go ahead and do my second one?
If you want.
How dare you for saying that the 49ers have the easiest strength of schedule?
They do. They're playing a 4th ranked.
This is a preemptive how dare you for everybody saying, oh, they had the easiest strength of schedule whenever they're like 15-0 heading into week 16. When everybody's doubting them.
Well, that's because they're playing teams that finished last in their division like they did.
Hey, sorry, they made 4 out of 5 NFC championships
But
in
they
a row there for a while.
Best head coach and quarterback duo.
They do. Nobody's had more success in the NFC the last 5 years other than those two.
Well,
Eagles,
they have nothing to show for it.
Well, they're tired.
They have the exact same thing that the Bills have to show for it. Nothing.
Hey, I got to watch my team playing. I got 4 weeks of Super Bowl coverage over the last 5 years. How many Super Bowl coverage weeks do you have?
In my life?
No, over the last 5 years.
8.
So how dare you to everybody who's going to go ahead and try to tell me that the Niners are frauds and they're playing a Mickey Mouse schedule. It's just a preemptive how dare you is technically what that is. I won't stand for it. when the Niners are leading the division and making the playoffs and going again to the NFC Championship, because that's what they do. They miss the playoffs or they go to the NFC Championship. How dare you?
So they're Joey Logano.
I don't care who it is. Just get to the playoffs.
Joey Logano wins the championship every even year, and he doesn't make the playoffs. Although he will make it this year. He usually doesn't make the playoffs in the odd years.
There you go. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I'm gonna do a how dare you to hot showers. I'm done with hot showers.
Forever?
I'm a cold shower guy. No, not forever. If I have to take a shower at night, I'll take a hot shower. But if it's a morning, I'm going cold shower. Feel energized, as you would say, waking up the Vegas nerve, which is probably why I hit big Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
How dare you to hot showers for holding me back for so long? It took me too long.
Where did you come up with this? Whoa. Where did this come from?
Some guys at work were talking about doing it, and I had been thinking about trying it, and they convinced me to do it. And I started with like a half hot shower and then doing cold at the end, but I'm going full cold now.
Okay. So you're too cowardly to do the cold plunge. So you're doing a cold shower.
Well, when am I gonna put ice in a bathtub? I'm not gonna take it.
Do like we used to do in college, dude.
I'm not taking a bath. I'd rather just do a cold shower and stand there for 5 minutes.
After a 2-a-day in compression shorts, just sharing a nice big tub of ice water together with all of our sweat and juices.
I'm not gonna say that. I was about to have a comparison. I'm not gonna say that on air.
Okay, good for you. If you want to? That's like people say, be the ball. You're being the Vegas right now, the Vegas nerve.
Well, being the ball is like when you take a cold shower, watching things shrivel is like watching the 40 at the combine. It's like, how fast is it going to get to point A to point B?
That's not why you take a cold shower, but okay. Oh, there's that commercial.
Put a money line on it.
That's Trevor Lawrence, dude.
That is Trevor Lawrence.
I told you. Every time you see that Apple commercial with the photos of the iPhone 16, Trevor Lawrence. Tex, what's your how dare you?
My how dare you goes to the LA Rams.
Okay. I like this.
They are having their mini camp this year in Hawaii. Since when is
football, or is this the Pro Bowl?
Since when has football camp been a trip, a vacation? It's supposed to be something that kind of brings the team together, do some hard stuff, get people together, and in a pretty crappy situation. It's about building the team, not taking people on vacation.
What happened to a week-long blow-up mattress in the high school gym 2-a-days?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're supposed to like rough it for a little bit. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. First time back together in a while, and you're going to Hawaii. They're not taking the season serious. They're not taking the season serious.
We should sue them for $100 million.
Yeah, I'm going to sue the Rams. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sue the Rams for making football.
Defamation of football.
Yeah,
that's defamation of football. Man.
Give me some Midnight Madness in the high school gym.
Yep. Give me the Remember the Titans where they went to the battlefield and walked around.
They go to the cemetery. Come together.
Could you imagine how bright that gym would be now with everybody on their cell phone?
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Dude, you didn't know what was going to happen.
There was nothing.
When those lights turned off and it was bedtime and it was dark as hell in the gym, you didn't know who was about to frog splash you.
Yep.
And wake your ass up or do something to you.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dump water on you from the water fountain they got out in the hallway. Dude, the camps, man. I remember one of my favorite things to do was we'd go to like a college, and then we'd play poker after camp was over. Like that's what we would do with like quarters and dimes and nickels. It was those were the days, man.
Yep.
Oh, now they're going to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the Pro Bowl was.
No, it wasn't. The Pro Bowl's in Orlando.
Well, I know, but that's where it used to be. That's
Yeah.
where
It used to be in Hawaii.
You can't play real football down there. No disrespect. Okay, that was a good round of How Dare Yous. Quick news, boys. Finally happened. Former Utah quarterback Cam Rising is medically retiring from football. Let's do 21 gun salute.
He had no knees, man.
It was over. I mean, there's not many people
He
that have a more
was a
correct
great
knee than
QB,
mine.
though.
Hey, look at this, Tex. Look at this. Look what I found this gym. Texas football tweeted in 2017. Gunslinger out of California. Welcome to Texas, Cameron Rising. That's from 2017.
8 years ago.
Dude, I was in my 20s.
What is that? What is that hashtag? Revolution.
I didn't even have kids then.
I wasn't even married then.
Oh my gosh, dude.
This is Texas. What are you guys ripping off Marshall? Bring back West Virginia full circle.
The real school. You know what? Nobody. I'm surprised we didn't get any Marshall people up in there.
They couldn't read.
Holy smokes, dude. I didn't even have kids whenever he started football at Texas. Tex, you only had 2 kids, didn't you?
I had 3 by that point.
Oh, okay. That's outrageous. Well, respect, dude. Good for you for just keeping it going, dude. That's crazy. Oh, Tex, also before we go. This is for the boys. This bounty hunter is making thousands fishing for snakeheads in Baltimore Harbor. Well, don't tell Lamar, because if he gets an 8 in there, he's going to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is in the Chesapeake Bay snakeheads. We know blue catfish, other catfish wreaking havoc on the ecosystem. Bounty program called Real Rewards. You can earn $30 per fish for removing these unwanted predator. This guy who is 26 pocketed $4,000 last year alone, bow fishing for snakeheads. He and his fishing buddy.
Delicious.
I know that's what they. Yeah, he said they're.
Oh yeah,
they're
you got on there. This happens to be delicious. You got it on there.
Yeah, pulling in 65 fish in a single night, over 100 so far this season. They can submit up to 15 fish per week. There's no overall cap, and yeah, it says and the snakehead bonus. It happens to be delicious. Should we go up there and just make ourselves a quick $500?
Pay for the trip.
Mm-hmm. Do a little Millie boats. Millie bow hunting. So I thought you'd like that. It's pretty good, huh? Yeah, B. McCormick. See?
Oh, yeah.
Snakeheads are good eating. You got it, pal. Oh, Butch threw that in there. This was, I forgot I put that in there. This is a whole.
So you put what Butch sends in, but nobody else.
He told me to put it in there. He said, put this in there. You have to put that. You have to say, put that in there.
So
it's just.
Has the draft already happened?
I don't know.
No.
I don't even want to talk about this, honestly.
The girls, the WNBA has, the NBA hasn't.
Yeah. So let's just get to this. Anyways, that has been the show. This has been a fun show. Sorry. If you go to West Virginia and you're listening to this, thanks for listening. We didn't mean to rip on West Virginia the entire time, but
we'll rip on at another school next time.
Yeah, just submit a school that you want us to rip on. We'll do it. Anything else? I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's play some music. Get out of here. Ice Cream Beat. Good luck to Know That. On the Millie Goats, on the Millie Goats.